Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of my little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves. And these are strange days indeed. Life is risky business, especially in these days of nationwide turmoil. In these days of COVID-19, life is risky business. Even getting out of bed in the morning is a risk. But oftentimes there's reward in the midst of the risk. I was thinking about that the other day, our first trip to the great state of Ohio, back in the days when we had maybe one credit card, a gas card, and would leave Dallas with $100, $200 in our pockets to travel somewhere we'd never been before. It was one of those kind of trips. We crossed the big bridge at 6:35 and 30 in Dallas. The wind was gusting and it caught the little travel trailer, and it seemed like we were going to go over the edge and plunge to ultimate death. But we made it over the bridge, only to stop a few miles down the road for gas. Looking under the car, I saw all kinds of transmission fluid. The transmission had overheated. It was not auspicious. No, it didn't look like it was a trip that we ought to make. We understood it was risky, but somehow we had this feeling that there was going to be a reward at the end of the risk. Well, we got to Fremont, Ohio. That little church had 60 people on Sunday morning, 60 people on Sunday night, 300 people on Monday night, and the rest is history. For the next 3 years, we saw great revivals across the nation. There was a risk, but there was also a reward. If you want to have the reward, you're going to have to take the risk. People have asked my wife this for years. Do you really like flying with him, knowing that I'm a pilot? And she said, absolutely, he is a safe pilot, and there's a reason for that. I subscribe to the notion there are old pilots, there are bold pilots, but there are no old, bold pilots. I understand that flying a single-engine aircraft is risky business, but I do everything that I can to ameliorate the risks. I know where I'm going. I know how the plane is supposed to function. I've developed my skills. I'm actually quite a good pilot, and I've always landed safely. There are one or two close calls, but I've always landed safely because I understand that there's risk, but you do what you can do to ameliorate the risk, and out of that you get the reward, in this case, not having to go through the big airports, flying on crowded jets, and of course the convenience of getting there straight through. There's risk, there's reward. You need to evaluate the risk, you need to evaluate the reward, and that's really what the Bible's saying in Proverbs 14, verse 8. The wisdom of the prudent is to know their way. That doesn't mean that you ought not to take risk. In fact, the word prudent actually means someone that takes risk, but they recognize the risk. They do what they can to ameliorate the risk. They evaluate the risk. They do what needs to be done in the midst of the risk because they know at the end of the risk, there's going to be a reward. You're going to have to take some risks in the days in which we find ourselves, but if you're willing to take the risk, you will find the reward. And that's my prayer for you this week, that you will find the reward. I'll be talking about risk all week long, what you can do in the midst of these risky days in which we find ourselves, these strange days in which we find ourselves. Wednesday and Friday, new videos, they're going to help you. I want you to share them with someone if you would. This Sunday at Aspire Church, it is going to be powerful. Affirming favor, which is actually a play on words. Affirming favor. We're going to affirm favor in your life, because if there was ever a day that you needed favor, you need favor today. And there's favor to be found. I'll show you how this Sunday at Aspire Church. Catch it live on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv, or catch it on Facebook at Aspire Church TV. Live stream aspirechurch.tv, or on Facebook at Aspire Church TV. 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Once again, it's going to be powerful. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again on Wednesday.